Y'all, we're going to talk about 3 steps to walk better with knee pain or arthritis. If you are someone that whenever you take long walks, your knee really starts to hurt, or you may be worried about going on a hike and worried about that arthritic knee hurting, this is going to be for you. We're going to talk about 3 practical things that you can do so you can walk better and just make it easier for you, especially coming up this summer. So the first one that I want to talk about is your stride. When I'm talking about stride, I'm really talking about stride length, how long your steps are. When I take really long steps, the further my foot is away from my center of mass or my pelvis, the harder that is on the knee. So what can be helpful is taking shorter steps. So instead of taking long steps like so, I can take shorter steps where my foot is a little bit closer to my pelvis or center of mass, and that's going to be easier on the knee joint. All right, so shorter steps. What can encourage this can be the shoes that you wear. All right, so if I have a shoe that has a real thick heel, then it kind of slopes down to a thinner forefoot of the shoe. That is going to make it harder to take those short steps. That encourages me to take that longer step. But if I have kind of like a barefoot style shoe, a very thin shoe that has the same thickness of heel to the forefoot or the front of the shoe, that encourages that shorter step. All right, so a shorter stride can help with the knees. That's the first one. The second one, and associated with stride length, is I want my foot to hit with a soft bend in the knee. So I don't want to land with my knee fully extended, but just a soft bend in the knee can reduce the amount of stress that my knee is experiencing. When I have my straight knee and I'm putting all my weight on that straight knee, that can put a lot of force through the knee. But when I have it slightly bent, my muscles can do the work to absorb some of that force, and it's going to be a lot easier on that knee. All right, so we want to think about a shorter step or shorter stride. I want to land with that bent knee. That will allow you to reduce the force that your knee is experiencing and likely reduce the pain that you're going to feel as well. Then the last one, and a really important one, is going to be our base of support. When I'm talking about base of support, I'm talking about kind of the width of your stance or your feet whenever you are walking, all right? If I'm too narrow, if I have a narrow base, it's a lot easier for me to lose my balance or feel unsteady. If I'm too wide, that can encourage kind of that waddling pattern that you may see or may have yourself. And so I don't want to be too wide, I don't want to be too narrow, but I want to be right in the middle. What we like to recommend is about hip width or shoulder width apart. Nice, even stance. It's going to make sure that you stay nice and even and steady. With that, when you are encountering maybe a longer walk or you're going on uneven territory like a hike, I want to give you one helpful tool that can help you walk longer and reduce the pain when you're doing something like that. All right, hiking sticks. I think these are very underutilized for folks that want to take longer walks or going hiking. These can be tremendously helpful for 2 reasons. One, it widens your base of support, so I'm gonna have better balance. It also allows me to have another point of contact with the ground that's gonna make me way more steady when I'm traversing different types of terrain. What can also help is that as I'm walking and I'm able to put these walking sticks down, I can use my arms to help support my body weight that's going to ask less of the knees. So these are great for balance and also makes it a lot easier to walk on your knees. And I think they're very helpful, especially for longer walks and then even terrain like going on a hike. How you use these, it's the opposite hand, opposite foot. So when my left foot goes forward, I'm doing my right. Boom, boom, boom. In terms of height of these, what I like to recommend is you take the point of that stick, take it about 6 inches out from your toes, 6 inches forward, and you want to have your elbow nice and tight. And you want your elbow at a 90-degree angle or a little bit more. So if you see this here, I'm able to push down into this and support myself. If this was a lot higher, like if I have it too high, I'm not very strong in this position. So at 90 degrees or a little bit greater of an angle, then I'll be able to push down and I'm a lot stronger. So those are 3 steps to help you walk better if you have knee pain or arthritis. The first one was thinking about your stride length, not stepping too far away. The second was having a soft knee bend versus having your knee fully extended. And then third was thinking about your base of support. Not too wide, not too narrow. Hip or shoulder width apart is right where you want to be. And then you can use something like hiking poles or walking sticks to help out a little bit more.